Good morning. This is Mary from Crafty Mima's Place, and today we're going to make our last project for Make It Monday with using our stamp set Under My Umbrella. This is a bundle that you can buy from Stampin' Up. You get 15% off. We're going to use both pieces today, the stamps and the punch, to make this cute little gift box. Inside this little gift box, I'm gonna have to take it off this way, is a full-size KitKat bar, and it fits in there just right. And then you can put it back together again. Tie your bow and go back to work. Give it to your friend for a gift. So this is what we're going to make today. There's not a lot of supplies needed, just a few pieces, and I'm going to show you what they are. Let's move this to the side and we'll get started. You're going to need, for the top of the box, a piece of cardstock. This piece of cardstock is 4.5 by 6 inches. For the bottom, you're going to need a piece of cardstock 4.5 by 6 inches. The bottom will be scored at 1 inch all the way around. This will hold your KitKat bar just right. The top will be scored a 1/16 of an inch less than the bottom was. So this is going to be scored at 15/16 all the way around. Now for mine, I'm using Designer Series paper for the top, and I'm using Pool Party for the bottom. So I've already scored mine, but what I was going to show you today is, in order to get the measurements for my box, I took my KitKat bar, and you can do this with anything you want to measure and put in a box. I took the KitKat bar and it measured almost 4 inches. Okay, then I measured it this way. It's 2.5 inches. So to that, I added 1 inch on either side to come up with my measurements. So the inside of this box measures exactly 4 by 2.5. But with the extra, adding 1 inch, adding 1 inch. So if you wanted to make a box for your Inkpad or some little trinket, you'd measure the length, you'd measure the width, and then you'd add how big you want your side to be. I made mine 1 inch. 1 inch would be plenty big enough to fit your most things. Tea lights, tea candles, candy bars, if you wanted to send somebody an Inkpad. So my point being that when you make the lid for it, you want the lid to be just a little bit bigger on the inside, so your score line would move up. So where this is 1 inch score line, this is 15/16. And if you look at your trimmer, can you see the 1 inch score line right here? 15/16 would be right, that little line right above that score line, right here. And that's just that little hair smaller to make your box lid. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our box. It's going to be rather easy. I already did all the scoring and everything so that I could show you how to measure it. So here we go. You're going to take the long sides, and using your paper snips, you're going to cut up to that score line. Okay. Same on the east side. And then some people just cut off, miter the edge. I like to cut mine just halfway. I just find it lines up easier and better for me if I just make a triangle out of it and cut to the score line. Now, since we're making a box, you're going to want to use tear and tape. because the tear and tape will hold it better. So what I do is just fold my box this way and put my tape on. Don't need a lot because these are small little pieces. One more over here. And now the hard part, getting it off. Use my scissors to kind of grab an edge and pull them off. Sometimes the tear and tape wants to come off real easy. That one didn't work at all. It just took the whole piece off. Sometimes it doesn't want to come off at all. Of course, it is a little warm out here. I don't know about what the weather is like where you are, but we are experiencing hotter than normal temperatures out here in the desert Southwest. The high today will be a balmy 92 degrees. Take that, coronavirus. And in the middle of the week, it's supposed to be somewhere around 101, which is totally not normal for this time of year. So I can't seem to get it off with this. There we go. Nope, that's not taking it off. I'll be right back. Okay, got the tape off. So now we're just going to line up the edges so that we can make a nice little box. And then we'll start on the top. And this one, lining it up, pressing it down. There we go. Pressing it down. All right, and that should fit our KitKat bar perfect. I don't know if you've seen these yet in the store. They're absolutely yummy. They're mint and dark chocolate KitKats, and I think they're great. Okay, now we're going to start on the top. Now, like I said, I'm using designer series paper. If you don't have a lovely designer series paper, this one I'm using was temporary. I believe they're out of stock on this one now, but it was one that they came out with to coincide with some of the punches and stamps that we have for the spring season. It has many lovely things in it, but like I said, I think it's out of stock now. So you could just use a plain piece of paper. You could use a white piece and stamp on it. Any lovely cardstock would do. I mean, paper would do. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did on that one, on the long sides. And we're going to trim it off and trim it off. But we're going to do one extra thing with the box top, and I will show you what we're going to do in just 1 second. And one more side. Okay. There we go. We're going to use our 1-inch circle punch to kind of make little finger holds for lifting the box off. So you just come in on your, what I like to do is I like to fold in my paper sides so that I can see like where the middle is going to be on my box. And then I'm just going to come up about halfway and punch. Do it on the other side, about halfway, and punch. And those will give you nice little finger grips. And that's a 1/2-inch circle punch. Very good thing to have in your stash. Okay, we're going to use a little more tear and tape on this. And then our box is, whoops, I want to put it on this side. Remember to fold your box lid in so that you get your tape on the right part. And I'm going to try and get the backing off this tear and tape one more time. I don't know, maybe mine's a little old and it's doesn't come off real easy lately. And it could be the heat. Who knows? No. Like I said, yesterday it was 90. Today it's supposed to be 92. And by Wednesday it's supposed to be 101. And that's in the shade. With lots of sun. There will be no clouds. Very warm out here lately. But next week it's supposed to drop back down into the 80s, which will be nice. Comfortable weather. There we go. I'll cut them off. All right. I'm just going to line them up and press them. Now remember, the cardstock is a little heavier than your designer series paper, so put this one in, put it up, put this one in, put it up. Okay, and there is your little box. Oops. There we go. There's your box. Lid and bottom. So now we need to decorate it so that we can put something. We're going to put our candy bar in there. Oh, piece of paper on my candy bar. Get that out of there. Now we're going to use some lovely ribbon. I'm going to do it this way, and you're just going to tie a knot, and then you want to tie a square knot. So you tie a knot, and then you tie a second knot, and that will give you your square knot. And then you would make your bow. Move it over so that I can put the greeting on there. Tie this bow off. Hopefully, like I've told you before, I have mostly thumbs. Not too many fingers, just a lot of thumbs. There, kind of cute. There we go. And I don't even think I'm going to trim it. I think I'm just going to leave it that way. Now for the greeting part, we're going to use just a plain piece of white, Whisper White cardstock. It's just a scrap piece that I've been using. And we're going to trim. We're going to punch out. This is the Everyday Label Punch. Very useful punch for making tags and labels for your gifts and projects. And then we are going to use our Memento black ink. And our greeting is, "Hello, sunshine." And we're just going to stamp that over to one side so that we can put our little umbrella embellishment on there. "Hello, sunshine." For the umbrella, I have just a small piece of designer series paper, scrap. And I'm just going to use the small closed umbrella with the handle. And you just put your piece in there. Just like this, and line it up. And punch out. Now you can either use the same size as your side as your box, or I'm going to use the rainbow side. So for the umbrella, I'm just going to take a little tiny piece, a little tiny bit of, there it is, Snail Adhesive. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of snail right there, and I'm going to put my umbrella handle on, just like that. And then the umbrella is going to go over here with some Stampin Dimensionals. But first, before we do that, we're going to make it so that this goes right over the top of this right here, so that you can still get your ribbon off and open your box. This will not come off. This will stay on your lid, but the ribbon will come off. So we're going to use just 2 Stampin Dimensionals, 1 on each end. And first we're going to finish our little umbrella. So to finish it off, I thought it would be cute if it had some flowers. As you can see, I put some flowers on the inside of the umbrella. And I just used 2 of the flowers from the Under My Umbrella photopolymer set. And I'm just going to stamp them on my piece here. Just like that. Very easy, simple. I'm not going to fussy cut them. I'm just going to kind of cut around the sides. But first I'm going to color them. I'm going to use the number 2 watercolor pencil set. Has some lovely colors. I picked Granny Apple Green, Cherry Cobbler, and one more color. There it is, Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to color some of the flowers with the pink. You could use a gold for the center of the flowers if you wanted to. You can use water because these are watercolor pencils. So you could get a darker look if you used a little water and some ink. Water with your pencil is what I meant. These I'm going to make a red color. This is just plain white cardstock. You know, it works just as well for me. And I'm going to color in my leaves a little bit with my Granny Apple Green. Okay, and I'm going to grab my aqua painter just to show you the difference. You just make sure you got no color in your brush, just a little bit of water. You don't want a lot of water either. And you can just kind of make it, see how it's making it darker and smoothing it out a little bit? That's what your aqua painter will do with your watercolor pencils. So if you wanted to make it smoother looking, you could definitely do that with your aqua painter. There you go. Just that easy. I kind of like the watercolor pencils with the aqua painter. For me, they're very easy. I haven't quite yet figured out the Stampin' blends, but they're beautiful, but I don't seem to get them to blend very well. But I will show them to you soon. We'll do a project with some of the Stampin' blends. Now I'm just going to roughly cut these out, and I'll be right back. Okay. Now I'm going to take just a couple Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm wrong. I'm going to just take a little Snail Adhesive right around the top of these things, the top of my little closed umbrella, and I'm going to put my flowers in there so that they look like they're behind and growing inside of my little umbrella. And then turn over and adjust them a little bit because I don't like the way that looks. And I'll do this one a little bit more, like maybe this way. There we go. That's better. And I have some flowers coming out. Now we'll put just one dimensional on this and attach it to our everyday label, just like that. And then we're going to open that, take the backs off of these 2 dimensionals, and put them right on there like that. And that is our treat box for today. Here's the other one that I swiped all the candy out of because I only have one of those. But here's the other one. Put back together for you there. And I'll probably be able to get that back on there somehow, but for right now, we'll just look at it this way. I forgot to tell you that the ribbon is from the new Ornate Garden Suite. This is the ribbon that comes with the suite. It's a combo pack. You have this lovely green ribbon, and then you have this lovely I would say it's probably like a new color. It's like a rose colored. I can't even get it to come out. Let's get the paper off of it and I can show it to you. It's a lovely shade. I'm not sure what color it would be, but the new colors are awesome. One of them is Bumblebee, which we've already seen. So I can just get this to come off. Yeah, it's not behaving itself for me. All right, here's the other one. The other ribbon. It's right there. It's a pretty color. It's kind of a tealy coral color. It's real pretty. But you get both of them in that pack, and it comes with the Ornate Garden Suite, which just came out on April 1st. And it will be in the June annual catalog. I think next month we'll probably be doing some projects using that Ornate Garden Suite. But for today, that's our project, our little treat box. I hope you have a great day. I hope you all are staying sane and safe. And see you again next Monday. Have a great day. Bye.